I'm running a little late, as you can probably tell. I'm trying to squeeze stuff in when I should be getting ready for live. And it just did not go the way I wanted it to this evening. So there was that. We are going to start off tonight the usual way that we always start off our evenings, by talking about the week previous. But we actually have two things that we need to do this evening. We have to do our weekly recap and our monthly recap, but we will start with our weekly recap. So we had 6 videos last week, 6 shorts, 4 live streams, and 3 posts. I feel like I did way more posts than that, but that's okay. We had 2.4 thousand people tuned in, and we got 8 new subscribers. So thank you to everybody who subscribed last week. That is amazing. Okay. So Eric will not be here tonight. That's okay. This is what you guys watched. You watched Whale Tails, Western Lowland Gorillas, Would It Make a Good Pet, and Poisonous Plants Mayapple. We had 64 likes, 2 shares, and 13 comments. And Carol, this is your chance to hello somebody I don't know, because I can't see your screen name. So, Carol, what was the most viewed video last week? Was it Whale Tails, Poisonous Plant Mayapple, or Western Lowland Gorilla? Would it make a good pet? You decide. Haha. I shouldn't say that. That could get me in trouble, maybe. Let's get my messages taken care of, because I have a couple of messages that have popped up. Okay, give me a second, Carol. Okay, and now we're going to try... Oh, Western Lowland Gorilla. No, sorry, it was Whale Tails. And our maze recap. Are you ready for this? We had 21 videos, 32 shorts, 21 live streams, and 19 posts. We had record subscribers in May, guys. We had 63 new subscribers in May. 63 new subscribers. So to all of you new subscribers out there, thank you. You are amazing. People watched your video. Or, I'm sorry. People watched your channel 14.8 thousand times. This is the best month we have had since February of this year. That is 44% more than usual. And April was a really bad month for the channel. So, there's that. The most viewers were new to your channel. That's always the case. 88% of you were new, and only 12% of you were returning viewers. They watched both recent and older uploads. 45% of what was watched was published in May. 3% was published in December through April, and 52% of it was published over 6 months ago. So there is that. People didn't just watch, they reached out. Guys, we had 207 likes, 44 shares, and 85 comments. That is crazy. You guys don't care about that. Okay. And now we're going to go look at the other channel. We have, by the way, we have 56 subscribers on that channel. We are going to do our monthly recap first. So in May, we had 4 videos. Remember, I only do videos once a month in May. 17 shorts, 4 live streams, and 7 posts. Record views, you got more views than ever that month. So, yes, that's amazing. People watched your channel 3.5 thousand times. And again, May was better than... May was actually better than February of this year. That's 1.1 thousand more than the previous month. Again, April, not the best month. December and March, out of the set, were the worst months. 98% of viewers were new, and 2% of you were returning viewers. Remember, this is the other channel. 81% of you watched videos that were published in May. 16% watched videos that were put out in December through April, and 2% of you watched stuff that was over 6 months ago. 61 people gave likes, and there were 6 comments. And that is it for that part of it. And now we're going to look at the weekly recap. So there was 1 video, 3 shorts, 3 live streams, and 2 posts. 285 people tuned in, and there were 3 new subscribers. Hey, Mexi Beats. Hey, predecessor. We haven't officially started. We're just going over the all of the other stuff. This is what they watched. They watched other European cave dwellers, other aquatic salamander facts, and toy review platypus. So let's play game. What was the most watched video last week? Was it toy review platypus, other European cave dwellers, or other aquatic salamander facts? Which one do you think? Toy review platypus, other European cave dwellers, or other aquatic salamander facts? How is everybody doing tonight? I'm waiting for an answer. Platypus, salamander. We will find out here in a second. No, it was other European cave dwellers, not even the other 2, which is surprising. So, we are catching into... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mexi Beats. Okay, so, again, thank you all for everything. You are truly blessing me. The channel grew in leaps and bounds last month. It was an incredible month, one of the best months we've had, I think, since 2024 started. Mexi Beats, I am so sorry. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Oh, sorry. Today, we are looking at food. Now, I hope you have not had supper tonight, because I am about to ruin it for you. But that's okay. Today we are looking at food, as I've already said, but it's not the food. It is not the food that you are familiar with. Oh. Well, thank you for being a subscriber. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry that things are not going well. But we are not discussing the food that you are familiar with. Today we are deep diving into what most people would turn their stomachs at, or in the very least, politely turn down. Today we are looking at mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, and just about everything else under the sun. Everything that we talk about today is eaten by human beings somewhere in the world. Now, before you get grossed out or abandon the channel, remember that some animals that we deem as pets are another person's meal. So, do not come at me. I will be right back. Some Mexi Beats, what is going on? Whoa, almost slipped on my chair. So, we are going to start off this evening by talking about something that really hurts. It hurts right here, because I'm not a really huge dog person, but I like dogs. I think most people like dogs. And yet, in some cultures, dog is on the menu. Here in the United States and in other Western cultures, they do eat dog. And that is just part of their culture. It's neither right nor wrong. And it isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just we as a Western culture have a mindset that pets are not food. There may be cultures within the United States where eating dog is okay. Oh, Nigeria. You surprised me there. Yeah, again, it just depends on where you live. Here in the United States, we actually have it outlawed, and you would get in trouble for eating it. You would not be happy. And so if you go overseas, don't be surprised if you find dog on the menu. We actually go into other countries and rescue dogs from the possibility of becoming a meal. And there is a book actually in my collection that gives recipes. The name of the book is Extreme Cuisine. I'm not endorsing that you buy the book. I'm just saying that that's a possible reference that I have. Don't worry, for those of you who know, I would never ever think of eating my buddy Cyrus or even cracking jokes about it. Cyrus is my pup, and well, he's not my pup, he's actually my brother's dog, but I love Cyrus. He is such a great dog. But yeah, in China, they eat it. And in other places as well. So if you saw the thumbnail for the channel, or for this live, I should say, you can probably guess what the next animal is going to be. Lily, you mean Ivy? I don't know. I don't even think I could eat Ivy. I mean, she's growing on me. Now, a horse is a classic animal that is still eaten in some cultures, but again, not in our culture. And I think if you were to go to places in Europe, you would probably go through a little bit of culture shock. We will talk about that a little bit later, Mexi Beats. But there are places in Europe where you can go to the grocery store and you can legit buy horse right along with beef in the grocery store. I've never had it, but in some places, it's good eating, I guess. Another animal that we talked about, and it's not, I think it's coming into its own right now, is bison. The American bison is eaten. We grow it for that. I've had bison jerky, and honestly, I like it better than regular beef jerky. In some places, guys, and this one was a hard one to swallow, they actually eat rats. Yes, rats. And again, the author of this book also has recipes for rats. Guinea pig. Guinea pig is not just a pet. In Peru and maybe some other countries, yes, they do. And other people do too. I think it's leaner than regular bison. In Peru, guinea pig, especially among the native people, is natural. They may start off as a pet, sort of like chickens, but eventually they find their way to the table. And so, yeah, that's just part of their natural diet. Now, it's going to sound like I am attacking cultures, but I am not. This next part, I am not. And I understand. I have discussed eating primates in other videos, and I don't want to attack other countries for their choices in proteins. So that being said, primate in some places is just part of the natural diet. Now, I picked out a few animals that are eaten across the world. Of course, that list is way too short. I could have mentioned whale, dolphin, kangaroo, and a ton of other mammals. And that doesn't even, there's still the brains, the testicles in some places, lots of different body parts that are eaten. But and cats. Yes, cats are also eaten. So there's a lot of other mammals that I could have covered that I decided not to. Now let's talk about birds. Now I guess people eat crow, and I don't mean that like they're eating crow, but yes, I do mean eating crow. I wouldn't eat it, but it's cool if other people do. Duck. I've had duck. I don't really care for duck. Yes, Rocky Mountain oysters. Lampreys, which are related to Rocky Mountain oysters. Duck, probably not as common as chicken, but it is eaten in places. And not just for the meat, but also for their eggs. Other birds that are eaten include emus and their eggs. And just for a size reference, oh no. Ah! Sorry. Sorry, guys. I have a small problem. My emu egg is missing and I don't know where it's at. Hopefully it's not cracked. Because I would be really, really, really upset. And I have a feeling that it is somewhere, probably broken. Please don't be broken. Great. I can't find it. I'm going to have to find that, but later. Let me get back to why we're here. Sorry. Sorry for flaking out. I know. And I couldn't find it. Oh. Well, can you get something to eat? But emus are eaten along with their eggs. As well as ostriches are eaten. I'm sure some of you have maybe you've had the opportunity to try ostrich. I have not personally, but I've heard it's really good. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true. Other birds that are eaten include squab. Have you ever had squab? Or do you know what squab is? If you don't, I will be more than happy to tell you. Squab is young pigeon. So pigeons were eaten long before they became what they are known for today. Yes. Yes, squab is young chicken. There are records of people eating swans. I don't know if swans are eaten now, but yeah, swans. And then how could I forget? Let's not forget bird's nest soup, which is made literally from a bird's nest. Hi, Alberto. And they actually they take the nest off of the caves and they boil it, and it's literally made from the saliva of the bird that makes the nest. Next, we are moving to reptiles. Yay, reptiles. Rattlesnake is sometimes eaten in places. Cobra makes it to the plate in different cultures, including into the wine. In some places down south into Central and South America, maybe even Mexico. I'm glad you're back. They eat green iguana. Also, alligator is eaten, and in some places, crocodile too. And yes, turtles. My dad's dad, my grandpa, would have turtle soup every once in a while. And people are even known to like tadpoles. So lots of, and let's not forget frog legs and other stuff. Next, we have fish. If you were in my last live, we talked about sharks. Maybe it wasn't the last live, but at some point we talked about sharks. That it's a type of fish that shouldn't be eaten, but people do eat it. Many shark species are critically endangered or heading towards being endangered, so sharks are not good. We should not be eating them. In Japan, they have fugu. If you don't know what fugu is pufferfish, and it is highly, highly poisonous. You have to be trained in order to do it, and you have to be licensed to prepare it. Because one wrong nick of the knife, and you can kill the person that is eating your food. Yes. I think most puffer is poisonous. I could be wrong on that, but I think so. This is really driving me nuts that my stuff is missing. In Asia, and perhaps in other places where they have a huge Asian influence, they eat jellyfish, believe it or not. Now they don't eat the tentacles. They actually eat just the bell, and they'll slice that. We are talking about animals that we eat. Other unique animals that we eat. So don't ask me. I don't know which ones are eaten. I just know that they do eat jellyfish. Of course, snails in some places are eaten. And I know people who actually enjoy eating snails. In Mexico, in places, they eat grasshopper. And I believe it is sold on the street. I don't. Even our own native people have partaken of grasshopper. Keep in mind that, again, It's just another source of protein. And if you're hungry, it is food. Are you leaving, Alberto? In other places, they eat ants. Some of our Native American cultures actually eat ants. One species of ants that is eaten is called the honeypot ant. I believe they're from Australia by Alberto, and it is sometimes called the honeypot. Or sorry, sometimes called the, oh, okay, I got it. It is sometimes called the desert grape. Really? I don't know. I don't know if I could, but we'll talk about that in a second. One thing that really hurts me, because I enjoy the animals, not for food, but keeping them, is tarantula. And there's places in Asia and in South America where they do eat tarantula. Again, remember, all of the things that we've talked about today are just another source of protein, just in a different form. Now, in some places in Europe and in Africa, they drink or eat blood. It is part of recipes such as blood pudding, black pudding, and in amongst the Maasai people in Africa, they also use blood. Yeah, I've seen people eat grubs, and I just want to say that I don't think I could. I don't think I could eat a grub, knowing that it's a grub. I don't have a list in front of me. But yeah. But again, guys, it's all about different foods that people eat around the world, and not so much about the foods that we eat, because I mean, I guess people do eat strange things, even here in the United States, things like intestine. Remember that back in the day, the casings for sausages were intestine. That's how you would prepare your sausage. We eat brains in some places. Kidneys are eaten. Sorry. Liver, tripe. You guys know what tripe is? Maybe you do. Haggis, yes. Haggis is a bunch of different organs, actually. Tripe is actually stomach. It's the lining of the stomach. Yeah, we do eat intestines. That's what is it chitlings? And there's way more stuff. But you're right. You're right. We also eat crayfish, lobster, sea cucumber is eaten, and sea cucumber is just bleh. It looks really strange. We also eat the eggs of fish. We have, if you eat sushi, there's a type of sushi called uni. Uni is the eggs or the roe of sea urchin. Yeah, there's that too. The gizzard, the neck. Yeah, caviar. I've never had caviar. I have no interest in it. I have a nephew that when they make the turkey stuffing or the gravy for Thanksgiving, he actually eats the heart. It's just muscle. Another thing that it's not really different because a lot of people do eat it, but I'm really, really picky. I may have mentioned that previously, but I was in Utah visiting family when I was little, like really little, and told my told my mom that I like crab. Fun fact, I've never had crab before at that point, and they had made a crab salad, but my aunt who made the crab was smart enough to know to leave some of it out of the salad, and I ate it, and it was really good. Oh, I'm sorry, predecessor. Um, I think we've discussed that, but that's okay. Funny thing is, I was taking classes or a class up at the shed, and the professor brought in live lobsters for everybody, and we had to examine them, and then we got to cook them and eat them. And I don't know if it's because I had been playing with the animal beforehand, but it was really hard eating that. Like, really hard. And I don't really care for I don't really care for it, to be honest. Hello, I don't know who else is on, so let me just say hello to you. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. We have 2 more lives this week, and they are going to be really interesting, but possibly a little short. So I do have plans for at least one of those days. I've never had scallop, but I want to try scallop. Yeah, it was a little hard, but the takeaway I think from this live is that we shouldn't judge other countries for the foods that they eat and just let them be. Another thing, and I didn't talk about it, but I like calamari. I don't like seeing it in its raw form. I like it cooked. I like it cooked right. Um If it's cooked right, it's really, really good. If it's not, or it sits too long, it gets rubbery, and then it's just gross. If it's not cooked right, it is. It is a little bit chewy, but it shouldn't be too bad. I've had it. I've gone to like some of the Asian buffets up here. There's one called BC Osaka up here. And maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the name. I'm sorry. I know in China, they say we smell like fat. Because our diet is so rich in fats that we smell like it. Yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't do oysters either. I don't mind deep fried. I don't mind if the clams are deep fried, but yeah. I've never had octopus. I've only had squid. But they actually make pasta out of the ink of the octopus. And maybe squid too. I don't know. Okay, guys, I'm sorry for cutting early. But I haven't had dinner yet. And I need to eat. So I'm going to let you go. And I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to eat. Because I still have 2 videos that I need to edit. And yeah, so I'm probably going to give you a call, Carol. Remember to always be kind to yourself and to others. Never stop learning and never give up on yourself. And I will see you Friday at 7 p.m. See you then. Bye, everybody.